Hello and welcome to today's practice. Today I have a beautiful sequence for you that will go for around 15 or 20 minutes. Today's sequence will focus on bringing our awareness into our body, into our breath, and into the present moment. We will of course be focusing on seeing if we can connect a little bit deeper to our body, to our heart, and to our mind. Today's sequence will also focus on firing up your digestive system, so we'll use a few twists and turns to see if we can get that digestive system going. We'll do some poses that focus on balancing, because when we focus on balancing physically, our mind has to focus as well. And this can be really nice to stop any streams of thought or negative thinking. So we'll focus a little bit on balancing and we'll open up through the hips as well. So to begin today's practice, we're actually going to do a little orientation practice. So all we're going to do is we're going to slowly look around the room, and as you do this, I want you to make sure that you are moving your neck. So we really want to get some movement, slow movement happening with the neck. This is really good for the muscles in the neck in order to send some messages to the brain that we are safe and all is well. As you're looking around the room, even though you may have seen everything in this room so many times, in your mind, you can just simply begin to name what you see. Roof, window, plant, floor. So just gently naming what you see as you slowly gaze around the room with a nice soft gaze, feeling the breath, and when you're ready, just slowly coming to center, and we'll just start with 3 breaths. So I'll get you to place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose, feel the rise of the chest and the rise of the belly. Exhale, nose or mouth, belly goes in, chest falls. 2 more of these. Big breath in and out. 1 more, big breath in, feel the chest and belly rise. Long, slow exhale. Well done. So we'll start today with our legs in cow pose. So if this is a little bit too difficult for you, then you can just sit with the legs crossed or with one foot in front of the other. Either's fine, but we're just going to intensify the pose a little bit by we'll bend the left leg so that one can come underneath, and then we're going to bring the right one over the top. So the right foot's coming towards the left hip. Is that right? Yeah, right foot towards the left hip, left foot is coming over towards the right hip. So I'm quite open through my hips and through my legs, so my knees kind of sit together, one on top of the other. If you've got some tightness through your hips, hamstrings, which is very, very common, your legs might sit a little bit apart, and this is fine. You can even pop a blanket or a cushion in between your legs if you feel like you need more comfort or more support, but you can also just leave your legs like this for this posture. So all we're going to do here is come into a nice side stretch. So bringing the left hand or the left fingertips onto the ground beside you. Inhale, bring the right arm up over the right ear. So getting a beautiful stretch down the right side waist and gently pushing that right hip towards the ground. So bringing some mindfulness into our practice, focusing your awareness on the feeling of the yoga mat or carpet or floor underneath your hand or your fingertips. Feeling the floor underneath your feet. When you're ready, we'll take an inhale. And as we exhale, let's bring the right hand over onto the ground beside the right hip, left arm up over the left ear, press the left hip back towards the ground. Awareness sinks into the body, feeling into our body today. You might feel some areas of tension and tightness. Seeing if we can breathe to release. Take a big inhale. And as we exhale, let's come back over to the left and let's flow with the breath. Inhale. Exhale, coming over to the right. Inhale as we bring the arm up. Exhale over to the left. Let's do 2 more of these. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale. Exhale, left. Inhale, right arm up. Last one, feel into every movement. How are your hips feeling? How is your lower back feeling? Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, let's come to center. So let's fire up that digestive system that we were talking about. We'll place the sole of the right foot onto the ground. So we've still got our legs kind of twisted up like this, but we're going to pop that right foot on the ground. See if you can find some comfort here. This can be quite a challenging posture to do this with your legs. If you want to extend that bottom leg out, that's fine. So when you're ready, let's just hug that knee in towards the body. Now that might be enough for you today. You might just want to stay here. If you can go a little bit further, just hug that leg with the left arm and bring the right hand behind you, gazing back over the right shoulder to come into a twist. Relax the shoulders down the back. We're going to take a couple of breaths here. If you can go further, if you want a bit more of a challenge, we're going to bring the left arm to the outside of that right leg. So we're bringing that arm over the leg. So we're coming into quite a deep twist. So good for the back, so good for the digestive system. So taking an inhale wherever we are, extend through the spine, and as we exhale, gently gazing back over that right shoulder. You might like to close the eyes down and really let that awareness draw into the body. Consciously relaxing the shoulders down the back, trying not to let the shoulders come up around the ears. And on your next inhale, let's come back to center. So we'll just switch our legs over for our twist. So place the right leg underneath the left, left comes over the right. We're placing the sole of the left foot onto the ground. Take an inhale, let's hug that leg in towards the body, giving ourselves a big hug. Offer yourself some gratitude for showing up for your practice today. Not always an easy thing to do. So stay here if that's enough for you, or hugging that left leg with the right arm, twisting around, bring the left hand behind you and gazing over the left shoulder. If you can go a little bit further, outside of that right arm comes to the outside of the left leg. So deepening the twist, deepening that stretch, finding where you are comfortable today. Left hand on the ground behind you, gazing back over the left shoulder. I'll just twist around a little bit so that you can see a different angle and you can see my back hand, but you stay where you are. So we're twisting outside of that. Right arm can be on the outside of the left leg, or you're hugging the leg, and then the left hand is on the ground behind you. You can be up on the fingertips, down on the palm of the hand. You could even have a block underneath that hand, whichever's more comfortable for you. Relax the shoulders, taking some nice deep breaths. Eyes can be open or closed. Feeling into your breath. Let the awareness sink into the belly. Checking in with your body. And when you're ready, let's come back to center. Just place the hands on the ground behind you. And we'll just do some windscreen wipers with our legs. So placing the soles of the feet onto the ground, and the feet are about hips width apart. Take an inhale, and as we exhale, just start to rock the legs back and forth. So stretching into the hips here, warming up the hips. Taking some nice deep breaths. You might hear some cracks and creaks from your hips. Nice little rhythmic movements to help to calm and settle the nervous system. And when you're ready, we'll go from here into our downward facing dog, placing the palms of the hands onto your yoga mat or onto the ground. Bring the feet hips width apart. You can be up on your tiptoes, that's fine. You can have heels down or something in between, wherever you're at today. And we'll just start to walk the dog. So stretching out through the hamstrings. Relax the shoulders. Relax the head and the neck. Breathing nice and slowly and deeply. This is a beautiful posture to get some fresh blood flow to the brain. And when we're breathing nice and deeply, it's also going to be very nicely oxygenated blood. So good for the cells of the body and the cells of the brain. And when you're ready, we're just going to slowly walk the feet into the middle of the mat, and we're going to come into a ragdoll pose. So this is a forward fold. So again, getting a nice fresh flow of blood to the brain. So the feet are about hips width apart, and then we're just going to hold on to opposite elbow, and we're just going to hang down like a little ragdoll. So a beautiful posture if you've got a headache or too much thinking, too much activity going on in the brain. Also a great posture to release through the hamstrings. You can bend the knees here if your hamstrings are tight. A beautiful release for the back, especially the lower back. And a beautiful release for the spine. You can rock a little from side to side. From here, let's slowly roll up to standing, feeling each and every movement as we come all the way up. So coming into a nice banana stretch here, we're just going to bring the right foot across and over towards the left. So we're crossing the feet over here. Hopefully you can see me well enough. So finding some comfort and stability, and we'll come into some balancing postures from here. Interlace the fingers, turn the palms up towards the ceiling, arms up over the head. Take a nice inhale as we stretch. And as we exhale, we're just going to bend over to the left. So as we bend to the left, push that right hip out to the right. So you should get a really beautiful stretch down the back. Take some nice deep breaths here. See if we can keep the chest nice and open. Relax the shoulders down the back. Don't let them creep up towards the ears. When you're ready, inhale, come back to center. Exhale, and we'll just bend over to the other side. So creating a nice banana shape with the body. Taking some deep breaths. Inhale, let's come back to center. So that posture as well, bring the hands back down. That posture is really good for your digestion as well. So we're just going to switch the feet over. So bring the feet apart. Left foot comes over towards the right. Interlace the fingers. Palms turn up towards the ceiling. Arms up overhead. Inhale. Exhale. Let's bend over to the right. Push that left hip out a little bit. See if you can feel the muscles in the back there. Breathing deeply. Chest and heart bright and open. Inhale, let's come to center. Exhale, bending over to the other side, push the right hip out, making a beautiful banana shape with the body. Inhale, let's come back to center, release the arms down, give the hands a little bit of a shake. Release the feet, back to center. From here, we're coming into another balancing posture, a standing wind release pose. So leave the right foot where it is, take an inhale. You're going to bend the left knee and bring it up towards the chest or towards the belly. Stay there if that's enough for you today, but if you can go a little bit further, see if you can interlace the fingers in front of that left shin. Take an inhale, exhale, and hug that left knee in towards the body. So this is a great balancing posture and also excellent for digestion. I like to do some little circles with my feet here, so getting into that ankle joint. Take some nice deep breaths. And from here we're going to come into our tree pose. So for this posture we can bring the sole of the left foot to the inside of that left thigh. Or if that's a little bit too challenging for you, feel free to just pop that left heel over the right ankle. So coming to wherever is comfortable for you today, bring the hands together at chest center, balancing the body, the mind. Nice soft gaze. You can just gaze towards the ground in front of you, taking some nice deep breaths. And then we're going to slowly release from this pose, so bring that knee up towards the chest. And then as we exhale, slowly release that left foot down and be extremely mindful as the sole touches the ground. Beautiful. Same posture on the other side. Inhale, bend the right knee in towards the chest, towards the belly. staying there if that's enough for you today. If you can go a little bit further, interlace the fingers in front of that left shin. Inhale. Exhale, draw the leg in towards the chest, giving yourself a big hug because you deserve it. And maybe doing some circles with your foot, feeling into that ankle joint, breathing deeply. And from here, coming into our tree pose. So, sole of the right foot to the inside of the thigh or down on the ankle, whichever's comfortable for you. Hands can come together at chest center, creating balance in the body and the mind. Nice soft gaze. Slowly and mindfully coming out of this pose, bring that right leg in towards the chest or the belly and slowly release down to the ground, extremely mindful as the foot touches the ground. Well done. Bring the feet out wide. We'll come into a goddess pose. So the feet are out nice and wide, and you can turn the toes out a little bit so they're sort of pointing towards the corners of your yoga mat. Take an inhale, hands on the hips. As we exhale, we're going to bend into the knees and come into a deep squat. So this posture is very strong on the legs. It's really going to build some beautiful strength through the legs. If you need to take a break, just come out of this pose and then come back in when you are ready. So we're going to take a nice inhale here. You can sway a little bit in this posture. Of course, that rhythm is good for the nervous system, but it also makes the posture a little bit easier to do. When you're ready, just slide the hands down the legs and bring them towards the knees. From here, inhale, and as you exhale, bring the left shoulder forward and you're going to look back over the right shoulder. So creating a beautiful twist through the body. Once again, firing up the digestive system and bringing a beautiful stretch to the muscles of the back and the spine. Inhale, let's come back to center. Exhale, bring the right shoulder forward, gazing back over the left shoulder. Breathe deeply. Well done. Let's inhale, come back to center. Hands on the hips, stand up. Heel toe the feet in to about hips width apart. You can leave the feet or the toes pointed out. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, come down into a squat. So coming all the way down. So this is our Malasana pose. We're going to turn this into a bit of a rocking pose and just see if we can rock a little from side to side. So a beautiful way to open up through the hips, taking some nice deep breaths, and of course this slow rhythmic movement, excellent for the nervous system. Taking some nice deep breaths. And when you're ready, we'll come to sit down on our yoga mats, just coming into a nice butterfly pose to finish our practice. Soles of the feet are together and we can just bounce the knees up and down a little. You might like to give your feet a little bit of a massage, pressing into some little areas of the feet. Taking some nice deep breaths. We've really warmed up and opened up through the hips today. And when you're ready, just coming into a seated cross legs or bringing one foot in front of the other, whichever's comfortable for you. And we'll finish today's practice with some wave breathing, just as we did when we began this practice. So one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. You can have the eyes open or closed. We'll take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Feel the rise of the chest, rise of the belly. And then as you breathe out, feeling the fall of the belly and the fall of the chest. Let's do 2 more of these. Big breath in and breath out. Big breath in and out. To increase the calming effects of this breath, we're going to try humming as we exhale. So what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in through the nose, and then as we breathe out, mouth stays closed, breathe out through the nose. As simple as that. So let's do 4 of these. Big breath in through the nose, humming as you breathe out. 3 more, moving with your breath. Inhale. And humming as we breathe out. Deep inhale. Exhale to hum. Last one, nice big breath in. Keep the eyes closed down, just breathing normally. Feeling the effects on your body, your mind, your heart of today's practice. Even just a short practice like today's can be very effective in calming and settling the nervous system, bringing the awareness into the body, connecting with your heart, calming the mind. And the more often we do these practices, the stronger and healthier our nervous system and our brain can become. When you're ready, open your eyes, bring your hands together at chest center. Offer yourself gratitude for showing up on your mat today. I hope you enjoyed today's practice. Namaste.